let's do our main entree then. So for this, we're going to have a chicken, okay? And we're going to do some cool fall local flavors with it. We're going to make a relish with apples, corn, and maple syrup. Sound weird? It is, but it's good. So your recipe, I think it calls for a Granny Smith, and it calls for a Red Delicious, I believe. Is that right? Use whatever you like. You know, what came in this morning, we're just, this time of year, we're using nothing but Michigan apples, as long as we can continue to get them. We got some great McIntosh in, and we got some good Michigan Red Delicious in. So if you like McIntosh, if you like Galas, if you like Fuji's, whatever you like, use them. Your recipe also calls and says to peel them. You don't have to. I don't. I like personally, especially with a relish that's going to be a raw relish, it's not something that you're going to cook down like a chutney. I like it to sort of stand up on its own. You know, you get that crunch and you know, like, I had a piece of apple there. You know? Not to mention, it certainly isn't going to be bad for you. You know, it's just that much more roughage. So we're going to start by sauteing a chicken breast. And along with that chicken breast, it can be any kind of chicken you want. It doesn't matter. It could be pork, for that matter. If you have a whole chicken that's been sitting in your freezer for 2.5 years, nobody knows how it got there, thaw it out, use it. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, hopefully it's not too freezer burnt, but by all means, it can be any cut of chicken you like. So there's just a light seasoning on these chicken breasts, a little bit of Montreal spice, and we're just going to saute that. Even better would be to use a char grill at home, less fat, less seasoning too, because if most of the time a good char grill is going to impart a lot of flavors, a lot of smokiness to it, so use it. It's just that much healthier for you. Doesn't require nearly as much stuff to it. So we're going to saute those nice and slow. Nice and slow just because we got plenty of time. Also, our starch that's coming with this, we're going to do a whole wheat couscous today. Couscous. It's not something that everybody makes at home. My parents never made couscous when I was growing up. I don't know why, because it's the easiest thing in the world. It is literally the easiest thing in the world. It takes like 4 things to make couscous. Heat, water, couscous, and a pan. That's it. It's so easy. So we're doing whole wheat couscous just because this is healthy and we can. So heat, pot, water, and couscous. It also helps if you can forget things. I'll explain in a second. So the ratio of water to couscous is 1 to 1, 1 1/4 to 1, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. It kind of depends on the manufacturer of the couscous. But with this particular wheat, what was recommended is 1 cup and 1/4 water to 1 cup of couscous. Now, anytime you get couscous, I recommend you check the box just to make sure, because oftentimes, like whole wheat couscous might be a little bit different than regular couscous. Just read the box. It only takes a second. So we're going to turn this down too so we don't get the fire marshal too upset with me. So here's our water. Here's our couscous. We're going to stir it. We're going to put a lid on it. We're going to find some place to forget about it. Maybe over here, way far away, where I won't even think about it. And we're going to come back to it in a little bit. And that's how you make couscous. It's almost harder to take it out of the pan than it is to make it. All right? So, to our relish. We're going to start with a McIntosh apple, and we're going to start with a Red Delicious apple. And then I'm going to show you an easy way to cut apples, too. Take the bottom off, so then it'll sit flat. You can take the bottom and chop it up, too. Try not to let your cutting board slide all around either. And we're going for a little bit of a dice on ours today. just because it's easier to eat and it looks pretty. And when you're cutting through apple skin, the sharper the knife, the better. This one particularly is not that sharp.
I was going to add, Jay, that keeping the skin on the apple gives you a lot more fiber, too.
Right, exactly.
For example, the volumetrics.
And it looks neat. So, when you got your apple, take the sides off of it like this, because I don't recommend eating the fiber of the seeds. You can if you want. I don't think they're going to hurt you. I don't think. Don't quote me on that. But we're just going to dice up the apple. And this thing, too, this is something if you do it the day before, say you're sitting around at home and you're thinking, I want chicken tomorrow, and you found that 2.5-year-old chicken, you could make this, let it sit in the fridge while you've got your chicken thawing out, and it'd be that much better. That much easier, really. So we've got some diced up apple. We're going to get a little bit of the red delicious in there, too. I believe your recipe also calls for some lemon juice. If you've got lemons, there's no reason not to use fresh lemon juice. And I was talking with someone before we started doing this, and if anybody ever gets a lemon seed in something that you made, what you should tell them is, shh, don't tell anybody, because then everybody's going to want one. But if you want to avoid getting lemon seeds in stuff that you make, the easiest way to do it is just to squeeze it through one hand. And you can just kind of let it drip through and catch the lemon seeds in your other hand. So fresh lemon juice, corn, fresh cilantro, because there's a certain brightness that you always get from cilantro that everybody likes. And I love the smell of lemon juice on my hands, too. If you're ever cutting any fish at home, the best thing to do, fresh lemon juice, a little bit of kosher salt, rub it on your hands, rinse it off, and your hands won't smell like fish. Another neat little kitchen trick. So a tiny pinch of sugar. It's really not even that necessary with the maple syrup that we're putting in there. If you wanted to substitute something different than sugar, and you can do this in just about all your cooking as well, go with honey. There's several really good beekeepers and honey producers in Michigan. This one particular Stackix, they have some happy bees. The Klein & Sons, their bees are quite pleasant as well. We've met one of our local providers has their own special beekeeper that they use to make some bars that they make. It's Mushi's Baked Goods out of Rochester, I believe it is. And she has the nicest bees you might ever want to meet. They're so nice. They didn't bite me. So, as our chicken's cooking, we've got our relish over here. Just a touch of cider vinegar, too, to help bring everything out. And then our Michigan maple syrup. And this is from the beautiful Upper Peninsula. This is, I believe it's Superior brand from Iron River. Everybody likes that. Couscous. Where did we leave it? Oh, see, we forgot all about it. It's done. So, here's our couscous. It is a beautiful, fluffy starch. And you'll get to try it here shortly. We're going to take and put one chicken breast on top of that. And then we've got our relish that we made, and garnish it with that. And then this relish can also, by all means, serve as your vegetable accompaniment to go with the dish as well. All right? Now, one cool thing about this relish, too, say you make it the night before, you want to turn it into a stuffing, go right ahead. If you've got some leftover rice from lashish from 2 days ago, mix it all together, put it in the bird. Do whatever you might like to do. Okay?